story till now. The players get tiny bits of news to redirect them toward Darek. Fruitful visits with local kindred lead them to former allies of the Sabbat runner. A chess match for information reveals the status of one of the players. The trail leads them to an old construction company building, where the players find a list of names. And so, the story continues.
So y'all are in the vehicle. I'm assuming Duncan is driving, heading back towards the prince.
I believe that was the plan.
Yeah, we were taking everything back to get out of here and update the prince.
Okay. On your drive, Sir gets a phone call. He answers it. Of course, in his usual fashion, very short answers. You can't get any context of what the call was referencing to. But as you guys get out of the vehicle at the prince's home, he tells you all that he has some business to attend to and that he will catch up with you guys as soon as possible, and promptly leaves.
Well, that was unexpected and unhelpful, but we'll have to make do. Okay, are we ready to go in?
Yep.
That we are.
Let's find Sean.
Yes, I think.
Proceed up to the door.
Yes.
As y'all get to the front door, so y'all been running around most of the evening. It is fairly long in the tooth, so you have a very small window in order to brief the prince and basically the trio. Y'all get inside the front door. Sean is standing there and he just kind of looks up, really tired. You can tell this man has not slept. And he just kind of nods. Like, hi, everybody, are back?
Yeah, is the prince around or are they out?
Yes, they're here. Go ahead and head to the conference room you guys were using earlier tonight, and I will let them know that you are here.
Much appreciated.
Thank you, thank you.
As we walk by, Henry's going to give Sean a gentle slap on the back and tell him, man, you really need to get some sleep, buddy.
He just kind of, yeah, it's starting to catch up this week. But thank you, Henry. And he hands you your brooches. You're all walking by.
I will take it and then walk up to the conference room.
Okay.
Henry's going to start sticking into his shirt, probably catching a little bit of skin.
After a couple of minutes of sitting in the conference room, the trio appears through the doorway. Liz speaks up, as usual, the first to greet you all. Big toothy grin crosses her face. So, you guys are back fairly quickly. I'm assuming that's some good news?
Good-ish. We have some confirmations.
Okay, what we got?
Brain.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, you actually had them in the vehicle, Dark. You were looking at them with your...
You had them because you were looking over them with your phone.
Yeah, I was cross-referencing names. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll hand the list over. We found this at the location of one of Derek's known hangouts.
She leans over a little bit and takes the paper from your hand. Now that you're in a fairly lit room, you can see that this paper definitely is scrap. Mostly intact, but definitely aged and water stained and whatnot. The rest of the pile of papers, I'm assuming you place on the table.
Yeah.
Okay. Liz looks it over for a second and goes, okay. So, what are we thinking here?
We weren't sure if this was some kind of a hit list or an acquaintance list.
For the viewers, I will be placing something in our Discord for you guys to see. It is a handout that the players are also getting. Please take a moment to review it so you guys also see what the players are seeing. Go ahead, Emma. You were saying?
We just weren't sure what type of list it was, but there were some names there, some were crossed out, and we felt like we wanted to share.
Okay. She kind of starts passing it down between people. Where is everybody situated at this table? So I know who gets it first.
Duncan would have sat in the middle like he did before.
Okay.
I will probably be on one of the ends. Just, I'm assuming we're basically on the opposite side of the table to Liz and everybody, so I'd just be at one end or the other.
Okay.
Henry would likely be near the middle where there's 2 open seats so he can kick his feet up.
Okay.
And then Emma is just in whatever seat's left, I suppose.
All right. So the conference room, like I said, there's 2 doors that go in and out of it. The frontmost one to the front of the building is where Liz, Victor, and Elizabeth are situated. If you are looking at the oval table as like a clock face, who is on the left-hand side, the like 8 o'clock position? Would that be Henry, or is that Dark?
That'd probably be me.
Okay, so she hands it to you, back to you, and kind of waves at you to pass it around so everybody can see it.
Yeah, I'll take another quick glance at the names just to refresh my memory and then pass it on immediately.
Okay. Next one it gets to is going to be Duncan's. Duncan, you notice about 2/3 of the way down, your name is there.
My name's there. Sharonda's name's there. Fox's name's there. Diego's name's there. And Vince's name's there.
Okay. Once you're done looking at it, you pass it off to who would be situated next to Duncan at like the 1 o'clock position.
Probably Henry.
Okay.
Henry's just going to kind of take a quick glance down it and go, yeah, Sharonda's name is on there, and then pass it down.
Hold tight for a second. What was the thought processes going through your head during that moment?
Basically, just that he recognized Sharonda's name and that it's not crossed off, so that's a good thing.
What do you think? What does Henry think that this list means? Or speculate?
I would assume Henry would think that it's supposed to be some kind of hit list, but I don't think he'd make it past the person that he knows is still alive and that he considers a friend before he goes, oh, okay, good, and then kind of loses interest.
Okay. Before you hand it off to Emma, you notice something strange about the list while it's in your hand. Please look at your DMs. List gets handed off to you, Emma, who you see the same thing everyone else has been seeing.
Yeah. Does anyone know any of the other people on the list who we already haven't identified? Emma will ask that to the people there.
Victor pipes up. I do recognize a few of those names. There is a couple of Bruja that are on that list that are scratched out.
Are they still alive?
No. It seems to be that the trend with the ones that are scratched out are people who have passed away. People that are no longer with us.
Was there any question as to how they died?
They just disappeared. It's not like we leave corpses.
Fair.
One of them, though, I saw die. That's how I know. Furrowed brow gathers across Elizabeth's face as she looks at Emma, who is currently holding the list. You found other documents, correct?
Yes.
What are they? They were found with us, so we need to take a look at those as well.
Hand them over.
She, rifles through them a little bit. Hands them out one page at a time. Lays them out for everyone to inspect. The same as she. For the viewers, we are adding more documents for your viewing pleasure in the vampire discussion section of our Discord. For those that are not and choose to not be part of the Discord, which is totally your discretion, I will be showing them on the screen in just a moment. Players take a moment to look those over. Elizabeth holds on to a couple of other things in her hand while you guys look at those. Elizabeth, Liz, and Victor talk amongst themselves. Mostly Liz and Victor. Amongst some of the extra papers, Liz notices some photographs and then lays them out for everyone to see as well.
Henry's gonna kind of loudly exclaim, "Hey, wait a minute. A lot of the names in these letters are on that list."
Victor responds, "It seems so."
I think the only one that is not crossed off that is like they're not crossed off except for Lola. There's some of the names are not on the list, but the ones that didn't really want to turn, they don't have a name through them yet.
Victor clears his throat. It is late. If some of you are planning on actually getting back to your havens, we're going to have to wait for the night and speculate or investigate more tomorrow. Some of you live a good distance away, and I do not want you to be caught by the sun. Should we reconvene once we've had time to think about this?
It's probably a good idea. Yeah, I think I should head home.
Liv?
If-
No, it's fine. Go ahead,
I
guys.
was gonna say, if anybody lives further away than they'd like to travel, they can always stay with me tonight if they need to.
Depends on
I'll
if we
pick you
got
up
a.
on that offer.
Oh, okay. I guess I will too, because I think he's my ride. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess we're all bunking with you.
All right then.
Would you mind if I took pictures of the documents so that I can think about them before the next meeting and study them?
Liz like, yeah, go for it. You're more than welcome to. I will retain them here, though, with us, just to be on the safe side. We don't need these getting into the wrong hands.
Of course, of course. So I'll just pull out my phone and take pictures of them before we leave.
Okay. They, say goodnight and leave you all.
As we're walking out, I'm going to tell Sean that he needs to take a day off of his day job.
He snickers as he's reaching and taking brooches from everybody. You know, I wish I could. Don't get me wrong. The three of them take good care of me, but the day job pays the bills.
If that's the case, I will give him $500.
He just kind of... Oh. Thank you. I will call them now. Steps away after he puts the brooches back in the box and proceeds to pull out his phone and nods at you all as you all leave out the front door.
get some sleep, Sean.
He gets a big cheesy grin on his face when you say that. Y'all
All right. So
breach the
back-
doors and y'all can see just a slight hue of blue crossing the night sky.
Yes, my place definitely seems to be the smartest option right now. Let's get moving.
And on our way, following Jeff.
Y'all walk up a very quiet street. Group leaves out the front door of the church here and goes up 9th. Up a slight incline. The dewy mist of the morning starts to lay across everything as they get up to... Is it at church? Yeah. Y'all get to church and then proceed to go up church over to Polk Avenue, where y'all proceed up to Union, where his escape room is currently locked up for the evening. All of his human employees have left for the night.
So I'll unlock the doors and usher everybody upstairs. So it's not the biggest place. Obviously, I'm mostly staying here alone, but it's gonna be safer here. Should have some blankets somewhere. Let me go take a look.
You have a couple of like old curtains that you were attempting to use as like dividers to obfuscate like puzzles and stuff like that. That should work. They're fairly heavy, durable. That way people didn't tear them up. You have a couple of pillows from where one of your employees had fallen and bruised their butt that they were using to sit on at the front desk to check people in. In general, just a couple of fiddly bits here and there that can make for a makeshift pallet for people to lay on.
Like, I know beggars can't be choosers, but is Jeff really going to give us an ass pillow?
Yeah, he's really gonna give you an ass pillow.
I'll take it.
Yep.
Before sleeping for the day, Duncan's gonna write a little note, attach it to his little rodent friend, and send it off to deliver a message.
Okay. Go ahead and either tell me what the message is, or you are welcome to DM me with that information. You also get a vibration in your pocket. Your phone is ringing.
I'm assuming you mean Duncan.
Yes.
Who is it?
You recognize the number being from Ireland.
Jeff, do you have someone somewhere private I can take this phone call?
Not up here, but you're free to go and use the lobby if you wish. There should be nobody down there at this hour.
Is there coverage from the sun?
Yeah. It's the building's kind of. It's an underpass, almost not underpass.
These are the shadows of a lot of tall buildings, and the back
Yeah.
of the building actually faces the direction of the sun.
Yeah, the main entrance kind of has like an overhang. I don't even know what you'd call it. My brain isn't
Awning.
working properly.
Awning.
It's not even an awning. It's like the actual entrance of the building is recessed in from the front of the building.
Yeah.
Just an overhang.
Yeah.
You receive the phone call, I take it?
Yeah. Said I recognized who's calling?
Yes.
Or at least the number is from Ireland?
You recognize the number. You intentionally don't have it listed in your phone. That way, no one knows who it is if they ever picked up your phone. It is obviously extended family. And when you pick up, the voice is panicked. Imagine what I'm about to say, chat, in an Irish accent. I am not going to try to mimic it because there is no way it will sound good. Is this you, Duncan?
Yes.
We got hit in the middle of the night. It's not safe for the little ones anymore.
I'm working as fast as I can.
We're gonna be heading south. There's a couple people we know down there to keep them safe for the time being, but we have got to get them back to the U.S.
Keep me posted and reach out when you get somewhere safe. I'll try to get something arranged fairly quickly.
You're gonna have to hurry. They're trying to wipe out all of us.
I'm working.
Okay. Thank you. And she hangs up the phone.
I will take a minute, regather myself, and then head back up.
Okay, so I think I've got everybody sorted at this point. There's a cot set up over there for you, Duncan. Yeah, I think we should be covered. I do need to do one thing first, and I'm gonna go and feed the pigeon that I caught the other day.
Okay. It is happily, quietly roosting.
Oh, this would be, what, the second night in a row for it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so one more and it should be good.
You did notice that Duncan had a rodent again, much similar in behavior to how the pigeon is starting to interact with you.
Yeah, it's what reminded me.
All right, as the night closes and you all settle in for the evening, your eyes get heavy and you sleep. Henry, it's not too common that you dream, but you dream, and it is of nightmares. Flashes of fangs, of blood, of gunfire, and of amber.
Ah, shit.
And the day breaks and passes, and you all begin to wake up to the sounds of people laughing and carrying on, and doors slamming, and just in general the sounds of human life and people having fun in the escape room below.
I might have guests, but I'm still going to follow my usual routine. Check the cameras, see who's looking interesting. Top up.
Tonight you do not find anything that resembles your typical target.
Okay. I did top up last night, so I'm still good. I like to stay topped up if I can, but obviously not tonight.
Duncan rouses, he's gonna look for his little rodent friend to see if he's returned with a message.
He is not.
And Henry's gonna tell everyone that he's got to go do something, and he'll meet up with them at the Prince's in a little bit. And then he is heading out very quickly.
Would you like some company?
Okay.
I mean, I should be all right.
Well, I guess we'll see you there then.
Yep. And that would
Bye,
be said
Henry.
as he's like leaving, just yelled really, really loud.
No, Duncan's going to start heading back to the church, but he's not going to see the prince. He wants to head to his pawn shop to see if he can locate a phone that might be durable enough for Henry.
Okay.
I think we're good. We got one for me, I think, last time.
Well, we kept talking about it, but we never fully got you one.
Oh, okay.
I know
Yeah,
Emma was teaching you how to use one, but we never got you one yet.
That's right. We were talking about getting you a jitterbug.
Just give me a life alert bracelet, honestly.
That won't let you communicate, though. You could just call for help.
I could just put a GPS beacon in me. That's probably even better.
I think, if I remember correctly, Sir was talking about getting him an earpiece that all you had to do was touch it in order to activate open comm lines, but that would require each of you having that.
Yeah, that'd be more like military grade, like carry on the hip type radio type deal.
All right. So Duncan is going back to the pawn shop. Henry is heading towards his human that he's been keeping an eye on. What is everyone else doing?
Emma's gonna keep looking over all of these papers and make notes in her journal.
Okay.
I think now that I have a bit more of a easier access to the internet, I'm going to be spending a little bit of time searching up some of the names that I can remember, seeing if I can get any info about them.
Emma's right there and has pictures on her phone. So
Yep.
She could convey the names to you.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Would you like the help? Because we can tag team this.
I mean, absolutely. The one I was in particular looking for was Lola.
Lola Wade.
Yeah. There were some other letters amongst that intrigued me with that, so see what connection she has to Darek here.
Yep.
The
Sounds
connection is pretty obvious. If you look at the one letter that Emma took a picture of that looks like more like blood-stained tears that were on the paper.
Yeah. So they were definitely, a thing or something.
Well,
And she's definitely dead.
Yeah, that shows his feelings about her. Doesn't necessarily show how she felt about him.
I want to know more of what clan did she belong to, if any, and who she was.
So I'm gonna read this out loud for the viewers. Lola, I miss you. You was the only thing that made this bearable. We stood shoulder to shoulder, fighting to keep our city ours. The most amazing thing to walk the earth, and they took you from me. What do I do without you? I can't think straight. I don't want to feed or live. You made me promise to live, and I won't break the promise. But what do? I will kill them. I will kill them all. I will avenge you. I love you always, no matter how long I walk this earth. You will always be my only love. Darek. And then, if you look at the photographs, there is one that is black and white with a female effeminate handwriting that says Lola XO on it. That is obviously not Derek's handwriting if you pay attention to the difference between the notes written by Darek and the handwriting on the photograph. You both have high enough investigation. I don't mind kind of lead you in a little bit on that.
I did catch all that. It was more just,
Wanting deeper information.
yeah. Because, like I say, it shows how he feels about her. It could show how she felt about him. Because that, to be fair, that handwriting doesn't necessarily have to be Lola's. That could be literally anybody.
True.
He could have had somebody take a photo of Lola, and they signed it for him. We don't know. So, looking into who she was and how they were together might help.
Yeah. You don't find any documentation of her on like Google or anything like that, which is not an uncommon event when it comes to seeking out kindred. Especially if you have their birth name versus their current identity. Kindred most commonly every 30, 40, 50 years will change their known name as far as like for leasing purposes or normal human interaction. They very rarely will give out their true name of when they were alive. So running into a dead end like this is not that uncommon.
It's times like this that I miss the TrekNet.
Who's next up on the docket?
Question. With the photos,
Mhm.
I'm assuming I would have taken a picture of the photos individually. Could we reverse photo search the black and white photo?
You technically could, yes. Is that something that you wish to do?
Yes.
Okay. You do that. With a little bit of help of the techie that is Dark's character, Jeff. I keep on calling him Joff. You come up with a alias. Local artist. And somebody who went missing about 5 years ago. You also know that that lines up directly with the Camarilla taking the city back from the Sabbat.
So, if the letter didn't already make it obvious, this is clearly at least revenge on Derek's behalf at least.
Yes.
Okay. What is y'all's next move?
Do we know when Darek joined his clan in the Camarilla?
You guys have no idea about that. Y'all have not asked anybody about that. We're gonna put you guys on pause while you mull this stuff over. I'm going to switch over to Henry.
Oh boy.
As you make your way to the Vanderbilt campus, there's random ambulances with their sirens going, passing by you down the roads. Broadway itself is starting to become extremely busy. How well does Henry keep up with time passage? Like what day of the week it is and such?
I feel like he'd have a pretty good understanding just from, length of existence, but I'd say he could probably tell you what day of the week it is 5 days out of 10.
Well, it is definitely the weekend, so you are noticing lots of bumper to bumper traffic, lots of hooping and hollering. There's starting to get excessive amounts of like college students on the walkways, going in and out of restaurants as you're walking down the road. Upon reaching the campus, you go to your usual spot where you typically spot her, and you start looking. And you're not seeing her.
I guess what I normally spot her, is she normally just standing around there, or is she...
It's more like you're kind of hidden in the shadows of a couple of trees on the edge of her dorm building, where you typically see her leave her dorm room to head to studies or other curricular activities after classes are over, because you usually get there right after the night hits.
Okay. Well, Henry is going to start walking what he would assume her path is normally, based on, what he's normally spectated, probably from where he is more towards her dorm room.
Okay. As you start to make your way, you attract a lot of attention. You don't necessarily stink because you did take the time to clean yourself up, but you are imposing in size. You're what, 7'2"?
Something like that. I'm a big boy.
280 pounds, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah, you tower over quite a few people, so you do attract a little bit of attention. People kind of walking by, whispering as they walk past you, wondering if you catch any of it, and wondering who is that, what are they doing here, what do they want. Typical stuff that you've always heard because of your large size. You've been mistreated throughout history whenever you make yourself public because you look like you should be a mob knee breaker.
Depends on the day.
You start walking past kind of a blind spot and you feel a tap on your shoulder.
Well, Henry's probably just gonna whip around and look for whoever the hell just touched him.
You see Amber. She is looking up at you with a very stern face.
And the determination and anger is gonna drop from his face. Just be like, yeah, yes. Can I help you?
Who are you?
Well, my name's Henry.
I've seen you around ever since we lived up north. Why are you following me?
Why would I be following anyone?
I've seen you since up north. Be honest with me. Who are you? And why are you following me?
I told you, I'm Henry.
You have a last name. What is it?
How do you know? You don't know who I am.
Do you want me to call the cops?
I mean, no.
So, be honest with me. Who are you? And why are you following me? She pulls out her phone, holds it up to you. Click. There's a flash. She's taking a picture of you.
I feel like Henry's probably just gonna leave.
You go to leave. She grabs you. She grabs your arm. No, don't leave. Who are you? Talk to me.
I told you, my name's Henry, and I'm just looking out for you, that's all.
Well, then why are you running away? You've been following me since we lived up north. What am I to you?
Just someone I have to protect, okay?
she smiles really big. Okay, so why are you running away right now if you're supposed to be protecting me?
Because you're gonna call the police and get me in trouble?
It was only if you didn't talk to me.
Listen, I'm not the best with words.
Okay. Is where we're at uncomfortable?
Everything's uncomfortable.
She kind of looks down to the side, eyes get wide. You're interesting. Okay, how's this? Let's go somewhere and get some coffee and talk. Where would be comfortable for you?
I don't know. I'm not too familiar with this place, to be honest with you.
Well, we're in the same boat then. I ain't either. But we're gonna talk. Come on. And she slides her hand into yours. Tiny, frail, but warm. And starts leading you towards the edge of campus.
So much for living in the shadows, huh?
Kind of hard to live in the shadows when you cast the biggest shadow.
Ding, ding, ding. And let's face it, you don't have much in the way of stealth.
I do too. I just, have to actually use it.
Instead of just assuming you could hide in the shadow of a tree.
No, I just am the tree, okay?
All right, so do you willingly go with her?
Yep.
Okay. So she takes you over across the street from the campus on more of like the student side, and there is a Irish pub that she takes you to. Do you have an ID for them to check at the door?
Oh, probably not. But are they going to ID me?
Guy just goes, "You have an ID, sir? I need to see it."
No.
Okay. Well, you won't be able to
Just gonna-
drink if...
That's fine.
All right. He puts a different colored bracelet around your wrist. And she kind of looks over her shoulder and goes, "Come on."
Just gonna follow.
She picks out a booth. It's a nice, dimly lit area. Fairly quiet for the most part, but it's still early in the night, and you can see musicians starting to set up like a little makeshift band area. Waitress comes up, asks for what you guys want. She says she wants a root beer. She motions to you to do your order.
Just gonna hold my hand up and say, I'm fine, thank you, though.
And she, "Thank you," and she waves at the waitress, and she leaves. She just stares you dead in the face. It goes, "So you're Henry. You obviously know my name is Amber. Why do you feel like you have to protect me?"
It's complicated.
Really? How's
Yes,
it complicated?
It just is, and I really can't get into it. I just know I have to protect you.
She smirks. You can tell this girl has got a mischievous streak in her, something bad. If the red hair wasn't an indicator enough. So, I want to be upfront with you. I've known about you.
Okay.
There's been a little story that's been passed down in my family about a guardian angel or a gargoyle that keeps an eye on the family. Particularly my great grandfather's side. Ever since England. And this mysterious figure kept cropping up in our family line, watching after us. I'm assuming that's you?
Not necessarily just me.
There's not a whole lot of people that can be described as a walking human bear.
My family's got big genes. I don't know. I don't know what you want.
She starts laughing. She slaps the table. Okay, I know that wasn't a pun intended, but that was great because you're a really big dude and your genes are huge. Because you're big.
That's
Sorry.
what I just said in chat.
So you're obviously trying to hide something.
I told you, I'm just not real good with words.
I see. Okay, so stop being creepy as shit. Stop following me around. If you want to come see me, just come see me. And she pulls out her notebook and writes the dorm room number and her phone number down and slides it across the table to you after she rips it out. Just, if you're curious if I'm okay, just come see me or call me. You don't have to be so worried. You've been watching after our family this long. I think we're doing okay.
Well, I guess I can do that for you.
And by the way, I've got something else for you. She reaches into her bag again, pulls out an envelope, and slides it across the table to you.
Henry's gonna grab it, open it, and peer in while saying thank you.
It's cash. She looks at you and goes, get yourself some clothes. Get yourself a good meal and a haircut. If you like your beard, get it trimmed up and taken care of. It's the least my family can do to help you. I've already talked to my grandfather about you. He suspected that you were some kind of immortal or something. The fact that no one's been able to talk to you because they've all been scared of you to a certain degree. I'm not, and I never will be. So, here. It's the least we can do. I hope to see you soon.
Likewise, it's nice to actually meet you, Amber.
Nice to meet you too, Henry.
And then Henry's going to say goodbye and get up and start leaving, probably shitting himself, quite honestly. And heading towards the church.
As you are getting near the front door, she whistles real loud and Cat calls you playfully. Goes, hey, big man, don't forget about me.
He's just gonna walk a little bit faster out the door.
We're gonna now skip over to Duncan. Duncan, you've made your way back to your pawn shop. Your human is just now locking up.
Is he leaving through the back door?
Of course. Because it's
As-
self-locking.
As I pull up, I will ask him how business was.
Hey, Duncan. Yeah, no, everything was fine. I purchased a couple of items. I left the ledger on the counter for you. I sold a little bit more than usual, but that's not a big surprise. You know, early shoppers getting ready for, Christmas time. So People are coming in and purchasing little things here and there. But yeah, this wasn't too bad.
Alright, I think I'm gonna keep the shop closed tomorrow, so take the day off.
Oh, okay. That'd be nice. Thanks. He goes to the left down the alleyway over to where the parking lot is that they use, like employees and business owners in that little block parks. And you hear his vehicle drive away, puttering as usual.
I will wait for him to be gone, and then make my way in. And I'm just looking for a cell phone for Henry, and then that's probably just about it. I'll look over the ledger and see what he purchased as well.
Okay. There was a amplifier that he purchased. There, for cars. There was a couple of knives, like decorative, like collector's knives that was purchased, and a drone. Like, not an expensive drone, just a cheap kid's drone that was purchased. But you look at the sales ledger and you see that the drone sold pretty quickly. You also find a old school Nokia flip phone in your inventory.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So I'll grab that. I'll grab a little bit of cash out of the register, and then I will make my way back to the prints.
Okay. As you're leaving out the back door, your very furry friend is sitting there, squeaking at you.
I will pick him up, put him on my shoulder, and see if he has a return message.
He does, and it is simply a phone number.
Then I will text the phone number asking to arrange a meeting, when, where, type deal. And yeah.
Okay. Of course, your drive back into town was obviously uneventful because, other than like traffic jams for people trying to go to different sporting events and stuff, because it is the weekend.
Yeah.
You're gonna be mildly delayed.
Yeah, it's fine. Because if I don't see the others outside of the Prince's domain, I will text Jeff and let him know that I have a phone that I need to have turned on, and a relatively simple number for Henry to remember.
11111.
Too many digits.
Well, we can't make it 911.
He needs an emergency number that's like a 4 digits. On your way there, I'm gonna jump over to Emma and Jeff again. What you got for me?
Jeff, I just realized something.
Oh. What'd you realize?
So I've been looking over this list, and I thought one of the names might look familiar, although I don't remember or think I even know the last name, but Leon. I think I met a Leon the first night I came into town. I'll have to ask the prince about it. But if that's the same person, that would be something, someone to look at.
Definitely something to consider. I don't think I know anybody on this list. At least no one. Hey, wait. Kim. Isn't Kim the one I went for the information?
At the Underdog Bar.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. There are definitely some common ground between these people. It's just we haven't fully solved the puzzle, and I really think we need the prince's help with all of this. We need to get together as a group and really look at what the
Who these
connection
people
is.
are. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the first idea that comes to mind is that how many of these people were here before the camera took back over? Like how many were just living here?
Very true. We also met with Bentz, which is on the list.
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely some people that we know. And the fact that they're on this list but not crossed out is just, It's all interesting.
So I suppose the next thing to do would be to figure out who and where some of the others are. And maybe go and meet with them.
Sounds like a good idea to me. Let's make sure everyone else is on board. It's probably time to start heading that way.
Yep. At which point I probably get the message from Duncan. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. I can probably handle that. Okay, yeah. Anyway, let's get a move on, and I'll message him back that we are headed to the church now, and we'll head on out.
All right.
You notice that the streets are a little bit more bustling by the time you hit them. You recall that it is the weekend, and you're like, oh yeah. There is plenty of people on the roads. There's cars everywhere as you are making your way back to the prince's location. You arrive and Duncan is standing next to his very beautiful deep green GTO in the parking lot. No Henry in sight.
Hello, Duncan.
Hello. Shall we wait for Henry, or should we go ahead and head inside?
Do we know where Henry is, or if he's going to be here? I mean, we still don't have a way to contact him. We really need to get that figured out.
He said he would meet us here, did he not?
I mean, yes, but when is a question of,
Henry, as you start getting closer to the prince's location, you see them, because the direction you're coming from, you see them standing in the parking lot talking amongst themselves.
If it's within shouting distance, Henry's just gonna go, "Oh, hi guys." Hold his hand up and wave it. Probably even if he's not within shouting distance, honestly, as long as they're in sight.
I mean, what would Henry count as shouting distance? Human level hearing or vampire level hearing? Because there might be a little bit of a difference.
I mean, does it matter? I'd imagine Big Booming Man probably can have big booming voice when he tries.
Probably.
I mean, considering what you did for a living, your voice can carry.
All I hear is the Goonies. Hey, you guys!
I was thinking more of a, "Oh, hi, Mark."
This man really can't stay in the shadows at all, can he?
No, I am just going to hear the chunk voice for him now every time. Nope. It's just whenever he mentions these shouts, I'm just gonna yell at, "Hey, you guys!"
Man, all I can think of is Sin. Remember when you were on board for a minute with me doing the Buffalo Bill voice?
Oh god, yeah, that would have been great.
Just, oh, hi, guys.
Oh,
Nope, 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 nope.
Don't like that. Mm-mm. You're all standing around out in the parking lot, just kind of chatting with one another after Henry bellowed across the parking lot and some distance.
I'm gonna give a wave to Henry and then suggest we all head inside once he gets here.
Agreed.
Duncan's going to hand over the phone that he retrieved to Jeff and ask if you can do anything with this for Henry.
Might be able to do something. I'll need a SIM card for it though, but I can work something out.
Y'all get to the front door, and as the door opens, y'all notice that Sean is sitting there with one headphone in, watching something on his phone. Looks a lot better, like he actually got some sleep.
Evening, Sean.
He looks up. Oh, hi. They're not in right now. Are y'all needing to use the conference room?
If they're not here, then I think just about anywhere relatively private should do.
Yeah,
until they get here.
Yeah, no problem. He slides the chair back and stands up. Hands each of you brooches.
Sean, would you happen to know when they're expected back?
I wish I could say I did, but I am just security. I just keep an eye on the location. They don't tell me anything unless I need to know it.
Fair enough.
He finishes handing out the brooches and goes, if they come in, I'll let them know you're here.
That would be appreciated, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And he opens the door for you all and lets you in.
Thank you, thank you. And then I make my way to the conference room.
I'll head in too.
Just gonna give Sean a nod and follow suit.
Okay. You all go up the left passage up to the conference room. The lights are off up there.
Okay, so head inside and probably start discussing what Emma and I came up with earlier about needing to start looking at who else is on the list.
You
See if
guys
we-
do have access to the dry boards there if you want to draw anything out or write names down.
Yeah, might as well. Start
just-
writing all their names that were on that list.
I'm assuming you've got the picture of the list out, Emma?
The picture that's
Like
on my
on your phone.
yeah.
Okay. Would I see the same thing on the photograph, or would it be different?
It's different. It's as they see it on the photograph.
Okay. Henry's gonna point out that something looks different about the list. There were some names that looked different when he saw it. Which is weird. Did your camera do something weird to it, Emma?
What do you mean different?
I mean, like, some of the names were kind of glowy and stuff.
Can you point out which ones?
I mean,
Do you remember?
some of them.
Can you try being a little bit more specific?
Well, and I remember that Diego guy's name was different. A couple of the crossed off ones near the bottom were kind of different looking.
How were they different?
I don't know, they were just glowy.
When
Somewhere.
you say near the bottom, do you mean like Lola?
I don't think so, but I don't remember. I didn't really make note of it because I just assumed that's what it looked like.
Somewheres inside of you, Henry, you have this drive, this desire to start pointing at Emma's screen, at the things that you knew were standing out to you in a weird way on the physical version of the list.
Okay.
And
So then go ahead.
in doing so, of course, the first time you try to do it, it messes with Emma's phone. She puts it back where it belongs, and then you hover over him. Emma, you see him hover over Diego. You see him hover over Dan Brothers. You see him hover over Jose. You see him hover over Kim. And you see him hover over April. And then his thumb rests over where the blood mark would have been.
Interesting.
And then the sensation, once you communicate that, Henry, that sensation fades from you and you feel less compelled now to do anything.
Well, there's the names.
That there are. And we have met with 2 of the glowy names.
Who were the other two again?
The 2 that we met with were Diego and Kim.
Correct.
Yeah. And then the other one was Lola and Dan?
No, April, Jose, and Dan.
Okay.
And there was a note about Dan.
The note with Dan mentioned it has an address.
Vince was also on that list, by the way.
Oh, yep. And then, obviously, Duncan's on the list.
Do we have photos of all of the documents or just the photos in the list?
You should have photos of all of the documents.
Okay, so we would have the note about Dan that has the address.
Yes.
That was right this second. Okay. Well, we do have a potential lead to follow with this Dan.
So,
Can we look at where that address is?
Yep.
Yeah, I can bring it up on to Google Maps.
And I will bring it up for the viewers as well. It is situated a little bit a ways from downtown, next to Jerry's Artorama, right off of Main Street, just across the river. It might take you 5 minutes with the traffic to get over there.
Should we head there while we wait? Because we can always come back with even more information.
Yeah, we don't know when they're due back in, so it'd probably be wise to go ahead and chase down this lead.
Yeah, let's go. What a name for a winery. What a name.
So you guys pack up and head out the front door. Sean takes the brooches from you and reminds you all to be careful. Load into the car. I'm assuming you're all trying to load into the GTO?
Yeah.
Okay. Henry, you're gonna
sitting on my
struggle. For those that don't know GTOs, honestly, Henry would probably be better off in the front passenger seat where it has the most legroom. The smaller of your group, Jeff and Emma, would do better in the back seat.
Just strap me to the roof.
Well, you gotta remember, Duncan isn't much smaller than you.
Just strap me to the roof.
Be that log.
I mean, he'd probably be better off in the front seat.
Yeah. He's definitely gonna have to sit passenger.
Unless one of you is going to ride the airbag in the front seat.
1967 GTOs
Okay.
don't have.
Unless one of you is going to ride the dashboard in the front seat.
I mean, if it's 5 minutes to drive, it's probably not that far to walk.
No, it's not terrible, but you guys can fit comfortably in there. He just has to ride in the passenger seat in the front because of his leg length.
Seat and dashboard.
Say that again, you didn't come across fully.
Otherwise, someone's eating dashboard.
Mm-hmm. So y'all take off into the night and arrive at a very busy Love and Exile wine venue. Plenty of cars. It is beautifully lit up. Once you get past the wood slatted fence and the iron gate that blocks it, there is lots of like little seating areas. Most of them are like tall tables, so you kind of sit on raised bar stools. People are just chatting and sipping on wine. Little cheese trays are being carried around. It's kind of snooty for considering where it's located.
Place definitely seems to be to think it's a little bit more upmarket than it is. Well, should we head inside?
Yeah, let's go. Check the place out.
Okay. As you go into the main building, there's different racks of local and state generated wines to purchase. Each of them are racked properly so they don't affect the flavor or the aroma of the wine itself. And the clerk behind the counter is chatting somebody up, making sales, things like that. It's busy, but not so busy that you can't get a word in edgewise. It's not super loud. Everyone's kind of talking in hushed voices with an occasional burst of laughter.
Let's find a table and sit down.
Yeah.
Okay. There's not one inside. You'll have to go outside to find an open table to kind of stand at or perch on one of the high bar stools. But you do find one that can house the four of you.
I'm gonna watch the staff to see if there's anyone who sticks out like they're full of themselves.
The staff themselves, as you're observing, you notice none of them are like that. It seems like these are all locals, that this is either a passion or just a job. But passion in the sense of they really enjoy catering and serving people. They just enjoy the interaction. But none of them seem very snooty.
Does anyone look like they're on edge around one of the other individuals in the establishment?
No, everyone looks like they feel pretty comfortable with who's present. When someone new comes through, like the fence or whatever, a couple people will kind of like look up and like, oh, you know, someone else is here, type of thing. But nothing that jumps out at you as being suspicious.
Not necessarily suspicious, but like they're wanting to impress said individual.
That you do notice. You do notice that there is a individual that is kind of more in the open air section, less covered by the awning or the overhang, that has quite a few people around them. They're all talking, mind you, and this individual's talking with them as well. But maybe a little more attention is paid to that individual versus the other ones in the group. And the individual looks like that.
I'm gonna flag down one of the staff and ask. I point him out and ask who that is.
You flag down a young lady in a serving kind of get up, like a typical catering company would have, and a schmuck that has a few empty wine glasses in their hand. That's one of our usuals. That's Dan. He's so cool. Businessman, works a lot, but he makes a point to come here a couple of times a week. Spends a lot of money. He buys a lot of wine.
He got a last name by any chance?
I've never asked him. I try not to pry too much with our clientele, especially ones that spend as much money as he does.
What's the most expensive wine you have?
Oh, on hand, I would have to go check my inventory. I will be right back. And she kind of scurries away.
Emma's just gonna give Duncan a like side glance look.
Obvious side glance look, or just questioning side glance look?
It's like a questioning and a okay, Mr. Moneyman.
She returns and she brings a very small handwritten list with like 3 different bottles on it, and hands it to you. And she's like, I've got a table I got to take care of, but this is what we've got on hand that is about the same price point, and it's the most expensive one we have on hand right now. If you need one of them, please let me know, but I need to go clear this table off and bring somebody a bottle. And
Does any of them jump out at me at first glance?
I'm sorry, can you repeat?
Do any of the like names of wine jump out like as something that shouldn't technically be on the list?
None of them jump out to you, but you're not exactly a wine connoisseur. You're more of a whiskey kind of person. At least when you were alive, it's particularly Irish whiskey. So.
Yeah.
And you don't typically hang around a bunch of snooty jerks like Toreadors or Ventrus or things of that caliber typically. So you haven't exactly acquainted yourself to it.
Can I see that list, Duncan?
Yep.
Is there anything that jumps out at me as being something special, since I
Absolutely.
will have heard some of these things?
Absolutely. Your sire was particularly fond of the second one on the list. It's a port that is very aromatic and has a really good flavor to it if you're into wine.
The second one. I do know of that. Supposedly very good, if you're into this sort of thing.
I will grab her attention the next opportunity, point out that wine, and tell her to send it over to Dan.
Okay. And she nods, smiles real big. Okay, I hope you're prepared for that price tag, because it's, oof. But it's a good choice. Good job. Like, you're gonna enjoy this, and if he shares it with you, I guess. He's kind of a snob. And she kind of wrinkles her nose and scurries away again. The price tag that was on the list was about $1,000. So despite its location, it is actually a really nice wine tasting and purchasing venue.
It's more to get his attention and draw him over to us.
Okay. You see her reappear about 20 minutes later with a canter of the wine and, of course, the empty bottle to make sure that they're aware of what was poured into the canter, and several glasses, and heads towards the individual that you see on screen and offers it to them and points back towards you guys to inform them that you had sent it to him. He pours a little bit into his glass, swirls it around, sniffs it, sips it, and then holds it up and nods towards you all. As a kind of a gesture of thank you. Good choice. At least Emma recognizes that body language.
Well, he seems to like it. That's a step in the right direction. What's our next plan?
Now we can go acquaint ourselves with him without any issue.
I don't have to talk to the snooty person again, do I?
Henry will chime in that he can do it if they want.
I think it's gonna have to be you, Emma.
Oh man.
Let's be real. Who else here has experience with that world?
Yeah. Okay. Just give me a minute to prepare myself.
Take as long as you need. I think with something like with that level of personality, we could afford to wait.
Yes, but he also strikes as the type that he won't come to us, we have to go to him.
Which is how we can afford to wait. If we go too soon after he receives the drink, which obviously he has, it comes across as needy. Whereas if we wait like we're expecting him to come to us, at least for a little while, it might make him question himself.
Oh, yes, the drink was just to catch his attention, to let him know we were here, not necessarily to say we're gonna come to you.
Exactly. So if we just walk straight over there after he gets the drink, that looks like we just wanted his attention, and now that we've got his attention, we're going over there to take his attention. Or we hold off for a little bit.
Well, if we're gonna hold off, we might as well make the pretense of ordering and like we were here for, something else other than to meet him.
What do you have
Not
in
a bad
mind?
idea.
Something much cheaper, probably.
From out of nowhere, you hear, Emma!
I'll turn towards whoever said my name.
You see Una and Leon coming out from inside the building.
Oh, Una, Leon, what a surprise to see you.
I'm so glad you're here, darling. Yes, this is my place.
Oh. Oh. Wow, it's very nice. And might I say you serve some of the best wines.
Thank you, thank you. She's just like fluttering and fanning herself like she was like super complimented. Leon just kind of smirks and puts his hand to his face like he's trying to attempt to hide the fact that he's smirking about it. So what brings you here, darling?
Oh, we're just, out on the town and wanted to see what this place had to offer.
Oh, let me get you one of my drinks. How's that sound? Would you guys like it too? As she addresses all of you.
I certainly wouldn't turn it down.
It's
Of
infused
course
with
they
something
would like
special.
some.
Sure.
Perfect. Leon, come help me get the glasses. And he just kind of nods at you and follows her in. And they come back with several large glasses full to about halfway, so it's not too much. And you can tell that it's much thicker than just normal wine. And she places hers on the table, and Leon places his on the table, and they kind of back up, and she snags one for herself and sips a little bit. Special infused just for us. And she just kind of flinches her eyebrows up and down.
Okay.
Take
Oh.
a glass and, in a similar manner to what we saw Ben do earlier, raise it and nod my head before taking a sip.
Same.
Okay. After you've all taken your sip, she just kind of like raises an eyebrow, tilts her head slightly to the right, and, like expecting like, okay, is it good? Is it bad?
I don't know. What do I think of it?
It is a very sweet table wine mixed with human blood. But just enough that it doesn't turn your stomach. Like a special concoction that for those that can't imbibe human food and drink aren't afflicted with it. Her art, it now dawns on you, is wine.
Oh, it's a lovely mix. Quite sweet.
Just like me.
Indeed.
She just kind of giggles. Well, you all have a lovely night. I will let my clerks know that they are to only serve you from my collection while you're here. But I have a meeting I have to attend to.
Okay, don't let us keep it.
Yeah, it was great seeing you again.
Likewise. And Leon kind of sneaks in his head a little bit over her shoulder and goes, good to see you guys. Very softly spoken French accent.
Good to see you too, Leon. And when I say Leon's name, I look at Jeff pointedly.
I give as subtle a nod as I can.
And they leave out the gate and get into the car that you recognize as their car. At this point, you suddenly feel a presence near you guys.
I'm gonna shift to see what the presence is.
It's Dan. He came to you. I see
Well,
y'all
hello
know the
there,
mistress
sir.
of the building.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Who doesn't know Una?
Impressive. I've never seen you all around before, yet you know her.
We are full of surprises.
Wasn't that obvious? You wanted my attention. You have it. What do you want?
Would you like to sit down? Or do
I'm-
you prefer to stand?
I prefer to stand. Thank you, though.
Well, Dan, we did kind of have a question on what you know of a certain somebody that we're looking for.
All right, out with it. I don't have all night.
I'll kind of roll my eyes. Darek. You know, Darek.
I hired him for a few jobs here and there.
Was he good at those jobs?
He got them done. Sometimes sloppy, sometimes not.
Well, he has gone missing, and we're really trying to track him down. Do you have any idea of where he might be?
It's tad unfortunate that he's missing. I do have a couple of jobs that I need done, and I kind of like his work. I would look into a Mr. Wrench. He tends to do jobs with him.
I see, I see. And where would we find this person?
That I do not know. It was just somebody he had contact with and tend to lean on quite heavily for some of the jobs that I needed done. I do know he's from the Bruja clan.
I see, I see. Would I be able to inquire what those jobs were? Just, generically.
Well, unless you're Ventru, which you're not, I'm disinclined to share that kind of information outside of my clan.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Completely understandable.
If that's all you need of me.
Yeah, that's all we need for now. Thank you for, coming over here and having this little chat with us.
Thank you for the bottle of wine. You individuals have a good night. With a slight snide smirk, he walks away, unafraid to turn his back to you. He goes back to where he was positioned previously.
Under the table, I'm just cracking my knuckles slowly while I'm trying not to say anything to him.
We might need to talk to Seneca about where we could find this person. Another lead.
You have a memory crop up in your head, Emma. Kind of like a little, whoa, hey, no, hang on a second. You recall seeing a Ollie Wrench on the list.
List.
Fifth name line through it.
There's also a note about him in the documents that you took a picture of, with a middle finger and an anarchy symbol.
Well, I read that name as Julia, so there would be my confusion. Okay.
Yep, I read that name as Julia as well.
Okay. I was like, wait, what? Okay. Yep. So, Ollie. Pool hall. Let's see if we could figure out where this place may be.
Already bringing it up on the maps.
Maybe Darek is hanging out where they used to hang out together?
Well, even if he's not there, possibly Ollie is there.
Well, unless Ollie's dead.
That's more information than what we have now.
Your Goo-
Yeah.
your Google Maps brings up a billiard hall off of Gallatin Road.
Do we want to go see where this is at?
Might as well go scope it out, see what's going on in that location.
You have a couple hours left before you will have to seek shelter, so you should have plenty of time to scope it out.
Do we have the trio's cell phone numbers? Did we ever get those?
You guys gave your phone numbers to them. They have not given them to you.
To the billiard place, and then we can go throw some axes.
Or you can go through the local haunted house.
You know what? Let's just make a day of, or a night of it. Haunted house, throwing axes, dollar store. Let's go.
Too spoopy, but I can throw some axes.
Alright, so we're headed to the billiards.
Okay. It takes you maybe 8-9 minutes to get there from where you were located. The billiard hall is very, very busy. There's the parking lot surrounding this little complex is just jammed packed. You can hear the music from the local haunted house very loudly outside of the structure.
Do we see, gonna look at the parking lot. Do we see Derek's motorcycle?
You do not, but you do see a lot of motorcycles, but so it might be there, but you can't figure it out from just a quick glance. I will read the document dealing with Ollie to the viewers that do not have access to the Discord. Pool Hall, Gallatin Pike, 10 p.m. There is a rough sketch of a hand sticking up the middle finger. Let me pop this up on the picture, on the view for you guys. And it states, another job, but this time with a guy named Ollie. It seems displeased with things in the can. So, an option? Nope. Dude is loyal to that asshole. He needs to die.
Let's see if Ollie is indeed missing. / dead. Maybe that'll give us an insight as to all of these crossed out names.
As you guys go into the pool hall, you see lots of people at the tables, you know, playing games, people drinking. The carpet is this burnt orange tan color. The pool hall is actually really open. There's some red brick with wood painted pillars coming up out of it to help hold the structure up as it is so open. You see varying degrees of types of people, everything from people who are into hip-hop music all the way to, you know, Joe Schmo in a pair of khaki pants and a polo shirt, to gentlemen and women in motorcycle attire. Just all in the same vicinity, some of them sharing a table, chatting each other up and hanging out.
Is there any tables free?
Not at the current.
Anybody in here look familiar?
To you, kind of. You see a couple of people that you think you've seen at some of the big meetings that have been held at the Prince's location as Bruja clan, and a couple that you're not sure what clan they belong to, but they occasionally crop up. One of them is lingering near where the Bruja are, but you've never actually met him. You see this individual is the one that's kind of lingering near, but you don't know what clan he belongs to. You also see this individual, and you know he's Bruja. You see this individual. You also know he's Bruja, at least from what you've seen. You've seen this individual as well. The rest of them you vaguely recognize, but it's more of a feeling that you know them as generic faces. Like people who look familiar, but you've never actually met them. Their features are just very similar to a plethora of other people.
Duncan's gonna go to the bar, sit down where he can see that table, and wait for the bartender.
Okay.
I'll head to the bar as well.
Bartender acknowledges you guys after a few moments of clearing off and delivering drinks, approaches. She looks dead at you guys and goes, "What do you guys need?"
Double shot Jameson and information on Ollie Wrench.
Her eyes narrow. She cocks her head to the side, to the left, looks you dead in the eye and goes, "Really? You're going to have a drink? Can your stomach handle it?"
Gotta make it seem legit.
Look, Una gave us some stuff that can help with passing off. I'll get you some of that. How's that sound? It's still whiskey, but at least you're not going to vomit later. Primogen. And walks away.
Duncan would have nodded at her and just let her wander away.
You watch as she goes back into the kitchen, out of sight. She appears a couple of moments later with a couple of tumblers in her hand, a little bit of glass, a little bit of ice in each of the glasses. Pops them down on the table in front of Emma and you and Jeff and Henry. Pours what would be the equivalent of a double shot into each of them out of a special bottle that is opaque. And then caps it and slides it towards you guys. So you're looking for Ollie, huh?
Yep.
He's over there playing pool with a couple of the guys. What about him?
Just need to ask him a couple questions.
Is this about Darek?
It could.
We haven't seen that little shit. If I see him, he's a dead man. Just know that. But I'll let Ollie know you're here. She walks away, puts the bottle that she had in her hand in an ice chest. See her strut over to where this individual is, whispers in his ear. He kind of sits up a little bit, looks over at your guys' direction, smiles real big, does the head nod of acknowledgement, pats her on the shoulder, and then pats her on the butt as she walks away, stands up and walks over to you guys. In a very, very strong British accent, he asks you guys, "What's up?"
Ollie?
Got the right of it.
You know any haunts for Darek?
Last I knew, he was using an abandoned storefront over off of Gallatin Pike. But I've been by there a few times since everything happened with Seneca. Haven't seen him. I'm of the same mind as Juliet. If I see that little shit, he's a dead man. I'm surprised you're out doing this. You're the Ravenos Primogen. Isn't this a little, the wrong clan?
I've got my own agenda in this.
Hmm. I know you've done some work for our clan, and you've helped make sure that we've got what we need to help hold the Sabbat back, so thank you. I've done work with Darek. I'm surprised I didn't notice. I feel like such an idiot.
Do you know of any other acquaintances of his?
When you speak up, he looks over at you and he just kind of smiles real cheesy. I'm sorry, what? Can you say that again? I was deafened by your beauty.
You heard me. Now answer the question, please.
No, really, can you repeat that?
Acquaintances of Darek?
Oh, I know he went to Kim for a lot of information, but she's Nosferatu. That makes 100% sense. He kind of nods over at Jeff. He's like, your clan is information brokers, so you're the perfect ones to go to. He got a lot of our jobs from Dan, from the Ventru clan. Most of our jobs have been everything from surveillance, sometimes doing not so good things, to kind of pressure people into selling property and things like that. You get to work where you can. Let's see. I know he was thick as thieves with Diego. Oof. I don't know about you. Toreador can vary like any other clan. But Diego, I swear, there's something wrong with that dude. I don't know a whole lot of Toreadors that literally make their art out of human flesh and body parts. And that's too much for me. I'm surprised they haven't gotten his ass for breach of Masquerade.
Wait, Diego?
Yeah. He's a creepy motherfucker. Somehow he manages to pass it off like it's fake, like he's using props and stuff. But if you've got a nose like one of us, we can smell that. We know that's real.
Did Derek talk a lot about Alola at all?
I think he mentioned her once. Somebody that he cared about a long time ago. I think it was his wife.
What about Jose?
I don't think I ever met Jose, or even heard of him. Was he Bruja? Because Derek was Bruja. I mean, wrong flavor of Bruja, but still Bruja.
Fair. Last one. What about an April?
I can't say I know who that is either. Look, if I catch wind of him, I'll let Seneca know.
Be much appreciated.
Granted, it might be after he's dead, but I'll still let Seneca know.
Fair enough.
Alright, if you're done with me, I've got a game to play. And he looks back at you, Emma, and goes, "You're always welcome to join me sometime."
I'll pass.
Okay. And he elbows you, Duncan, goes, "You can too, you know."
It seems that we need to go pay someone another visit.
Okay, man. And he pats you on the shoulder as he goes to walk away. Looks back and looks straight at Henry and goes, "You too, big dude. Like to get to know you." And then turns and walks away.
Bye.
As soon as he's out of earshot, I'm just going to... It's not a hit list.
No, it definitely does not seem that way.
He was crossed off the list it's not a hit list. It's who he thinks he can turn.
Mm-hmm. And it appears that some of the names that Henry saw that glowed, Diego and Kim were two of those names. And Dan. So we need to figure out who this Jose and April are. Although they're crossed off. So maybe they're dead? We need to talk to the prince.
If Kim has turned, that both wouldn't surprise me. Nosferatu, we tend to be worried more about the safety of our clan than which side of the fence the clan is currently sat on. So it wouldn't surprise me to think that she thought she was doing the right thing for the clan by helping out the other side. Doesn't mean she won't still help us. It might be worth paying another visit.
Seems like there's a lot of visits to be paid. I'm gonna look at my
bartender
watch
comes
and
back.
see what time it is.
Bartender comes back and goes, "You want me to add this to your tab, Duncan?"
Yes. And I will down the shot and get up to walk out.
You
Down my
guys,
shot as well and walk off.
you guys still have about an hour and a half before you have to seek shelter.
Visiting the prince may have to wait until tomorrow. We don't know how long discussions are going to take. If people are actually wanting to make their way back to their homes tonight. So, staying at my house is another option again if you feel the need.
As nice as that is, my own place would be preferable. Although I do need a ride.
Yeah, I'll gladly drop everybody off at their respective domains.
Okay. Of course, Jeff would be the first, as he is en route to where Emma and Henry are situated. Next on the list would be Emma. Is there anything you want to say, Jeff, before you leave the vehicle?
No, I think I'm good. Just, we'll see them all tomorrow.
Don't forget to try to get that phone up and running for Henry here.
Absolutely, but I'm going to have to acquire a SIM card from somewhere, which may take a couple of days.
Absolutely. Despite your connection so far in the city, there's not a whole lot in the way of, like, Nosferatu that know anybody that can just get one. You're gonna have to jump through a little bit of hoops. Next on the list is Emma. Emma, is there anything that you want to say to Henry or Duncan before you leave the vehicle?
If you think of anything else or need me, just let me know. Bye.
As you go up to your apartment, you find a small bonsai tree and a letter sitting in front of your door.
Oh, I will pick it up and definitely read the letter.
Dear Emma, I was hoping that you would be so kind as to grace me with your presence once you are free of your responsibilities with the prince. And then sincerely, Haruto.
That's really sweet. Probably gonna take a while though. And I'll open my door and set the bonsai on the floor since I have no furniture really.
And as you breach your doorway, you feel your foot slip a little bit. So you look down, you see that there's a brochure on the floor as well that was apparently slipped under your door.
Oh, I'll pick that up.
On the brochure, it is a course being held at Vanderbilt for crossbreeding and GMOs, with a sign-up date for the course on it.
What's the sign-up date?
About a week from now.
I'ma get on my phone and sign up for that without a second thought.
If you flip it over, which I'm sure you would have, there is a cute little heart drawn and a wine glass and the name Leon.
Still sign up.
Yep. And Duncan, your ride is uneventful as you take Henry home. Henry, is there anything you want to say to Duncan before you get out?
Thank you for the ride, Duncan. I'll see you tomorrow.
Be safe, big guy.
No promises.
And then your ride home solo is also uneventful. Morning comes and then dissipates. As night hits, you all start to stir. What do you all do?
Check my phone to see if there's any response to the urgent meeting text that I sent to the phone number.
There is. And the response is same place we met last time.
Little vague. Bunker? Question mark.
About 5 minutes pass and you get just a simple Y, like the letter.
On that note, I'll text Jeff and ask him if he would like to accompany on a fairly private meeting.
I would respond that I'd be willing, yes. Before I go any further, though, I do need to roll a couple of rouse checks, I just realised. Okay, so I only lose 1 hunger. That's not so bad.
I'm not being too hardcore about the rouse checks of you guys waking up.
No, it's more for feeding the pigeon.
Ah, okay.
Because I have to give it a fairly substantial amount of blood each night. Until it's turned.
Mm-hmm.
Which I succeeded 2 out of the 3 total.
Yay!
And so I lost 1 point of hunger for the very first night.
But do you have a pigeon now?
Yes.
I do.
You should have a pigeon now.
That was my 3rd night last night, so yes, I now have a pigeon that I can command.
Fair trade then.
All right. You get a text message on your phone denoting that Duncan would like to know if you'd like to accompany him for a meeting.
I would respond that I'd definitely be willing. I'd ask him what time.
I'm not going to respond with a time, just be ready to be picked up.
Okay. I'll be ready to be picked up.
Henry, as you wake up, what do you want to do?
Upon getting up, I think since, as far as he knew, the plan was to meet back at the church, Henry's going to start heading that way because it's quite the walk, because there was definitely no arrangements on a pickup set up, so...
Okay. Emma, as you wake up, what are you wanting to do?
Going to do some internet shopping for some furniture? Because I wake up and look around and realize the sad state of my residence and spend quite a bit of time browsing and looking at plants that I can order.
Got stuff on the plant section.
Yes, hardcore.
All right. Some time passes, and you get a text message, Jeff, that Duncan is outside.
Out I go then. And into what I'm assuming is the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you just needing some backup, or are you needing my particular skills?
Your skills might come into play, but we'll see when we get there.
Alright. I will keep my mouth shut, unless you tell me otherwise.
I will respond to the phone number again. One additional with, be there shortly.
The response back was one additional with as well.
Alright, and then Jeff, when we get to the location, please stay in the car for a moment.
Will do.
Some time passes, and Jeff, you start to recognize where you're going. You're getting closer to the bunker that you guys originally investigated to seek out Darek the first time. And then where you cross paths with Mr. Silver and two others. Upon arriving at your destination, there is two figures in the shadows, standing fairly close to where the bunker was, but closer to the parking lot where y'all originally had parked.
Wait here, Jeff, and I will step out, go approach, and ask Mr. Silver to accompany me to the tree line for a moment.
He greets you. Duncan, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright. But just know that that one there, not Glasswalker. Will tear you to shreds.
Understood.
Nods at his counterpart. Walks up to the tree line with you. So, let's be upfront about this. You got an odor to you. It's not like the other ones. It's the only reason why I'm agreeing to this. Smelt you the last time.
With Duncan's back to the car, he will remove his eye patch for Mr. Silver.
He just slowly nods. Okay. That makes more sense. How old are you?
68, give or take.
What's your tribe?
Yana.
I see. You're lucky you didn't get killed.
I need safe passage for some pups.
Piana as well?
Correct.
Bringing them here?
That's the intent.
Okay. My tribe doesn't take sides, you know this.
I know. That's why I'm reaching out to you.
Alright. I got a couple of people that we tend to procure land from in order to help our kinfolk settle if they're coming from out of this country in. We could definitely use the numbers. Will any adults be accompanying them? Or do we need to look at the children of Gaia for assistance with taking care of them?
Several adults should be accompanying them
Do they understand the predicament of the city?
to an extent.
Okay. I'll be in touch. How much space does your tribe need?
Not much, but it may expand depending on how well the foothold holds.
Okay. And they're aware of what you are, right?
Some, not all.
I mean, you're an abomination.
I know.
Okay. Well, as long as they're willing to work with the Camarilla to make sure that we can get rid of the scum that is the Sabbat from the city, I'm okay with helping. But if any of your tribe gets out of hand, you know what we have to do.
That shouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
I believe they follow the litany fairly tight.
Well, your tribe isn't exactly known for being peace lovers.
No, but they understand some of the situation, so they should be fine.
All right. I think we can do that. Do you bring that Nosferatu with you?
I did. I was hoping that you could help him with his situation. And what's your passive awareness, Jeff?
2.
He's not that observant.
It's 2 pips. It could be worse.
It could be none.
Yeah.
You could be oblivious to the obvious. All right. You are slightly aware of the fact that there's 2 figures and then a third one from the left approaching the car.
I am? Or Jeff is?
Jeff is, as you guys are making your way to go talk to him.
Yeah, I would have slid the eye patch back on as I turned around to reapproach the car.
Silver
I'm not
kind of
gonna-
looks over it and goes, "So he doesn't know, huh?"
It's a need to know.
Okay. That's fair. Go ahead, Jeff.
I was gonna say, I'm not gonna get out of the car, but I'm just gonna kind of indicate towards the third figure that I noticed, hoping that Duncan notices.
Silver kind of speaks up loud enough for you to hear him. He's fine. He's just rejoining us.
I'll nod. I don't know why, but when you gave the description, I thought Silver's friend was waiting somewhere else, and this was a new third figure.
Oh, no. He was just waiting out in the shadows where him and Silver were originally standing. And when Silver walked away with Duncan to have a private discussion, he had stayed put. And now that Duncan and Silver are walking towards the car, he's convening with them. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that makes more sense. Okay.
Were you watching us during the conversation?
I'd have been watching, but trying to give you your privacy at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, keeping an eye in your direction, not necessarily staring at you.
I'm trying to determine if you've seen what was under the eye patch.
Too dark.
I probably saw you take the eye patch off, but given that you were facing away from me, I wouldn't have seen what was there.
Well, I was putting it on as I was turning back around. That's why I'm trying to determine if you caught what was under it.
Okay.
Yeah, probably not.
So this is how we can do this. I want both of you to make rolls for me.
just single dice or?
Hang on a second. I'm trying to get Roll20 to behave itself. I'm going to tell you what you need to roll, and whoever gets the higher one gets the win. All right. So you're being observant, so we're going to use, was it wits and awareness? All right, so you're gonna have 4 dice, and then Duncan, you're trying to obfuscate something, so we're gonna go with subterfuge and resolve. And whoever gets the most successes are the one that wins this.
That's D10, isn't it? Whoops.
Yep. Roll the right things. Reroll. Okay, y'all broke even. Roll one more time. We need to break the tie to determine if anything comes of it.
One dice or re-rolling the same number?
Reroll the same number. All right, one more time. Third time's the freaking charm, guys. Come on.
Hey, you can beat that one.
Absolutely, he can beat that one. That's 2. Come on, girl. No! Okay, so as you're trying to put your eye patch on and you're turning around, and you're trying real hard to do it in a quickness because Silver has already started walking. You end up fumbling with the strapping, and about that time, Jeff, you're kind of scanning, looking away from the third figure back over to them, and you see him fighting with somebody, and you kind of focus your eyes because you're like, what is he doing? And you see a yellow orb in his head shining in the dark, like the light is hitting it like you would on a dog or a cat, where someone has flashed a light just enough that you see the reflective lens on the back side of it as the patch gets lowered over it.
Huh. I'm gonna do my best not to react.
And they approach and breach light of the overhead street lamp, and they're kind of standing where you could easily like open the door and get out.
Would that been enough that you would need to roll to see if you could cover up your reactions?
I would definitely do a composure check.
What would you suggest there being a second attribute to this, or?
Just a basic composure check to see if you can feign your way to not caring. Okay, you got 2 successes, so you're gonna stare at him a little bit longer than usual, but then it dawns on you, like kind of like you snap out of it, like your brain finally decides, okay, this is not important enough right now. We literally have a werewolf standing in front of you, and you get out of the car.
Yep. Yes, I will. I'll get out of the car and just give everybody a nod.
Mr. Silver, Jeff, Mr. Silver, I think he may be able to assist you in your network situation.
I see. Is this why you invited me along and not somebody else?
Yes, I figured I may be able to arrange some kind of meeting with my standing and all.
Fair enough. Silver, if I may explain, I I'm trying to put together something akin to the old ShrekNet. Finding people who want involved, offering them access.
I'm gonna be real upfront with you. I don't know what the hell a ShrekNet is.
That makes it a little bit more complicated, but is also perfectly understandable. Up until recently, the Nosferatu had our own internal network of information amongst all Nosferatu everywhere. That is gone currently. I'm trying to bring it back, but including others than just the Nosferatu.
Let's see. Well, I am a glasswalker, and tech is our thing. We're one of the few werewolf tribes that kind of embrace technology. A lot of the other tribes see it as tainted. I guess the best way to put it to your kind. We see it as an affront to nature. My tribe does not.
I have dealt with similar opinions from this side of the fence. I have a set of details I can give you if you'd like to access what currently stands as my network. I'm trying to spread out. Haven't been going for too long just yet.
I just want to advise you to be very careful. A lot of my tribe and a few from the Bonars and a couple of other tribes, we may be willing to tentatively work with your kind in order to maintain discretion in this city, away from human prying eyes. But do not mistake our willingness to work with you for the time being as friendship or trusting.
I understand that, but hopefully something like this might evolve in the future.
Giving this kind of access unfeathered to my kind doesn't bode well for yours. If I access this, I will not be sharing it with my tribe. I will not be sharing it with others.
And that is your decision to make.
I'm willing to work with you all. A lot more than most of my own would ever do. This alliance, it is fickle at best. So, I will do my best to keep your safety by not sharing this. But I'll take a look at it. I got some human hacker friends that might be able to help you secure it better too.
That would be much appreciated. And I'll hand over one of the... It's just a slip of paper with the IP address, things like that.
Okay.
That's all it is. But it's spreading.
He takes the paper, looks it over, hands it to the guy beside him. I think we're done here. It's nice to meet you. And I'll be in touch with you, Duncan.
I'll inform you when I have more information for you.
That'll work. He turns to leave and kind of gently backhands the guy next to him, like, come on, and starts walking off towards the tree line.
Wait until we're in the clear and then get in the car and start heading towards the prince.
Henry, what are you doing?
Henry was making his way to the church because he was hoofing it.
Right?
So depending on how long the meeting talked, he's sitting there at the church going, where the fuck is everybody?
Pretty much. You actually get there a little bit before Sean does. And Sean sees you sitting on the steps and greets you and asks you if you want to come inside.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I'll go inside.
He puts his bag down and looks at you and goes, "What are you doing here so early? No one else is here."
We were supposed to meet here, and, well, here I am. I don't know where everyone else is, though.
Okay. I will be right back. I need to check on everybody and make sure everyone's home. And if they're not, then I can go from there. How's that sound?
Okay.
And he steps in through the double doors into the main hall, disappears from sight. Sometime later, he comes back, and he's like, "Well, they're not here." Again.
That's weird.
Yeah. They didn't tell me anything about them being out of town or anything, but again, all I do is watch the location, so... You want to watch some cartoons or something with me?
But how comfy's the couch?
It's just my fold-out chairs here at the table.
Sure, why not?
Okay. And he folds out another chair at the table and moves his backpack out of the way, sets up his phone, and starts searching through like YouTube and finds something that piques your interest and hits play on it and sits it up to where you both can see it.
Found a SpongeBob to watch.
I don't know, it just depends on what kind of like show he thinks Henry likes. Like what Faze thinks Henry would like.
I feel like it doesn't matter what's put on. Henry's just gonna sit and stare at it and not really care that it's there.
So, Jeff and Duncan, y'all are making your way to the church, correct?
Should be, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Y'all pull up and park and head inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull into a parking spot, get out, just start making our way inside.
Probably message Emma. See if she's on her way or if she's already inside.
Probably a good idea, because she is not going to realize what time it is at all.
What does the message pertain, and how does Emma respond?
Literally just asking if she's already at the church or if she's on her way.
Emma will receive that message and respond with, "Oh crap, I'm sorry, I will start heading to the church now, unless someone wants to come pick me up." Smiley face.
I'm gonna show the message to Duncan and be like, I think that might be a hint.
And we'll start heading back to the car to go pick up Emma.
Okay. You leave Jeff there, or Jeff, do you follow?
I'll wait here, because somebody's gotta wait for the big guy.
As you go in through the front doors and Duncan descends the stairs to go back to the parking lot, you see Henry and Sean watching some. Jeff? And he kind of stands up and straightens himself up a little bit. What can I do for you?
We're just all meeting up like normal. I see Henry's already here.
Yeah, he got here a little while ago.
Duncan's gone to pick up Emma. He should be back soon. Have we heard anything from Liz or Prince?
No, and they're not here.
Huh. That's a little unusual.
I agree. Usually if they go out of town, they give me a heads up so I can lock the place up and have a couple of nights off while they're out of town. But they didn't tell me anything.
And we haven't had anything from Sir in the last couple of days either.
Oh, no, I heard something from him. He left a message for Victor letting him know that they won't be, that we all will not be needing the conference room in a few days. We will have our own meeting location.
Oh. Okay.
I hope it was okay that I shared that.
I mean, I think if he'll understand. He'll be fine. If he understands that it was to stop us from worrying about him, he'll probably be alright with it.
He just kind of quietly nods. So you want to join us and just watch some cartoons while we wait?
Hell, I'm down. Come on then. I'm gonna go get comfy next to them.
He grabs another fold-out chair, puts it on the other side of Henry, and sits down in his normal chair and begins to continue to watch whatever it is that's on. You get a message, Emma, that Duncan is on his way.
I reply to the message with thank you, thank you, thank you. I will be waiting downstairs. And I will head downstairs.
Duncan, you pull up and she's standing on the stoop waiting for you.
Duncan would get out of the car, walk over to the passenger door, and open it.
Why, thank you. That is very kind of you. And I'll hop in. And I'm very sorry that I wasn't there yet. Let me tell you about all the plants that I found that I can buy. And then I proceed to tell you about all the plants.
Yep.
So, for the viewers that don't know, Toreadors get obsessive about the things that they find beautiful to the point they get mesmerized. That is why Emma drones on and on about plants. Alright, y'all hit a little bit of traffic getting back to the church, but do successfully get there.
Feel sorry for you, Duncan.
Dog.
As
I'm
y'all
just saying there's a reason I stayed back at the church. It wasn't to wait for Henry.
Y'all breach the door entrance and find all three of them leaning over watching a little bitty cell phone that is propped up on the table that Sean is usually located at. Sean looks up and greets you after standing and making himself somewhat presentable.
What are you looking at? Emma will run over and watch what everyone else is watching.
It is some random cartoon you have never seen, just playing.
Now we're watching Baby Shark on repeat.
Oh god.
Do.
He steps aside and fetches the box that has the pins in it and places it on the table. I'm assuming since you're all here that you're ready to head to the conference room.
No, after this episode.
Have
Yeah,
we,
no.
has the prince and them arrived?
No, which is a bit odd. I don't think they've left town. They usually tell me when they leave town, as I was telling Jeff. Um, but they didn't say anything to me, and they're not here.
Is there any way to get in contact with them?
No, the only thing that I have to talk to them is my radio that I can only use while I'm here.
And I'm assuming only works if they're here as well.
Correct. They are pretty secretive.
I think that's understanding. It's understandable.
Have you been in their chambers to see if anything happened?
No, it's locked up tight. I knocked a few times, but I didn't get a response. Tried the door handle and it's locked, so I assumed they locked it before they left.
And I'm assuming you don't have a key.
No, sir.
I could probably get in there.
I can't let you do that.
Also understandable.
I like you guys and all, but they would literally rip my heart out of my chest if I let you guys destroy the door to their bedroom. Do y'all still want to go to the conference room?
For now, that's probably best. We'll
Yeah.
discuss this later.
He hands you all your brooches and opens the double doors for you to let you into the main hall.
And we go to the conference room.
Procession of people. Of course, the lights are off because nobody's been in there. So I'm gonna prod you guys forward. What are you guys going to once you get in there?
I mean, right now I'm just looking through the list of trays to see what lockpicking would be under.
Wow!
Well, he said they'd be pissed if we let him break the door, but if we can get in without breaking the door...
Staying out of this, that's y'all's decision.
Well, I mean, there's other routes we could take too, like reach out to some of the other primogens we've had contact with and see if they've heard anything or caught any buzz, because literally they've got, potential thousands of eyes and ears that could have seen something.
There is one way that you guys can get a hold of them. I distinctly remember Duncan getting a phone number attached to his mouse when they were out of town. Quote unquote out of town.
Duncan's going to text that number asking safe, question mark, location, compromised, question mark.
The number that was on the ribbon?
Yes.
That's Silver's number.
Oh, not that one.
Oh. Okay.
Different number.
Response. No. Just a meeting. Safe.
Also, same thing to the Irish number.
Safe for now.
Respond to that. Possible passage. Number. P. Number A. For number pups, number adults.
Mm-hmm. Response, pups 6, adults 2.
That, Mr. Silver.
The what?
I'm gonna forward that to Mr. Silver.
Okay. You promptly get a text back. A simple K. And then 2D. Are you going to communicate any of that to the group?
That they're safe and they're at a meeting. Yes.
You're going to communicate that the trio is safe and at a meeting?
Yes.
Okay. You gonna RP that, or?
Depending on how everyone looks, I would, like, Duncan would just sit there and then be like, hey, I just got word. They're safe. They're at a meeting somewhere. So, no need to try and invade their privacy.
Okay, so you have a way to contact them then.
In a roundabout way, yes.
All right. Well, if you think they're safe enough, we'll leave that side of things be for now.
Yes, yes. So I think we should come up with a plan of what we're going to do next. Who are we going to talk to? Are we going to split up? Are we going to go together? Are we going to make a plan and just wait
Have
for everyone to come together?
Have, like, is the list still written on the board?
I would imagine so, yes. With the names circled of the ones that Henry pointed out.
They are not there anymore, as the place is used as a historical touring site during the day.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So leaving those names on the board is probably not going to be a good idea in future as well.
Then Duncan would highly and aggressively recommend we have another chat with Diego.
It sounds like a plan. It also probably wouldn't be bad to contact Seneca just because, you know, two of the names on the list are people that are fairly close to him, just to kind of give him a heads up on what we think might be going on.
He's probably not a bad idea.
Still wondering what the crossed off names mean, if those are truly unturnable or just lost causes because he doesn't like them.
My guess would be that they are either failed attempts at turning or, like you say, lost causes that he doesn't think, he no longer thinks are able to be turned for one reason or another, whether that's they're dead, they have shown that they are incredibly loyal to a particular person or clan, things like that. Which is interesting because it, at least in his mind, you're still on the list.
Well, this is an outdated list as well.
This is true.
It just mean he hasn't gotten there yet to cross it off.
Yeah, but he's fairly sporadic on who he visits and crosses off from the looks of it, unless Diego's turnable and Vincent Ash is turnable. But I have questions for Diego, but I don't think he's the clan that he claims.
There is something weird going on there for sure.
So what is y'all's game plan? You've thrown out a couple of different options here.
Well, I mean, we can start with trying to talk to Diego again.
I think we need to separate Diego from his little group and get him alone to have that conversation.
I think that's a smart plan. Maybe we start with just tailing him for a while and seeing when would be best to get him alone without making it super obvious, like just taking him away from the group.
What were the names that glow, whatever you want to call it, shined?
Diego, Dan, Jose, Kim, and April. Correct?
Yes.
Believe so.
Yes, you're correct. Diego, Dan, Vince, Kim, Jose, April.
Yeah, I think we missed out on Bent on that one, but it's close enough.
Also, I'm going to remind Henry that the blood fingerprint was also glowing.
Oh, yeah. Fingerprint on there was glowy too, guys.
If that's the case, then I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Diego's Sabat, Dan's Sabat, Vince's Sabat, Jose might be dead Sabat, April might be dead Sabat, and Kim is also Sabat.
Kim was Nosferatu.
That doesn't change the fact that she could be Sabat.
That's true.
As a reminder, Sabat is a faction. It is a
Yep.
organization method, much like the Camarilla.
Yep. Brain did not wake up on that one.
With that information, Duncan's gonna send those names to Mr. Silver and say possible Sabat confirmation needed.
A couple minutes pass and you get a K in response.
You arrange a meeting with your Primogen.
Who, me?
Him.
What? Yeah? Okay.
I'm wondering if he might recognize some of the names on this list. Other than, like, what was it, Leon?
Yeah. I can sure ask.
The same for you, Jeff. I wonder if Hendrik might recognize some other names on this list.
I can certainly get in touch. Would it be worth you going back and talking to Bent again?
I think Vince might know he's compromised, so if that's the case, he'll relocate.
He is Clan Ravenos. You do know that that much. And if he is, history speaks volumes, Ravs. If they feel like they're in any kind of danger, they'll run. They'll change locations.
That's why I made that statement. I mean, we can swing by Vince's abode to verify these suspicions.
Yeah, I mean, if we show up and he hasn't got anywhere, then he either didn't think he was in danger, or he's not in danger, you know?
So we have a direction. Let's head there, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
Works for Henry.
Don't pile back into the car. It's going to be hell on its suspension.
All right. As y'all leave the conference room, y'all turn the light off or y'all leave it?
We'll turn it off. We'll be respectful.
Yeah, I'm going to also make sure that anything that we wrote down on the whiteboard has been wiped off.
Okay. Y'all proceed to go out the double doors in the main hall, and Sean just kind of like looks up from the cartoon that he is still watching. All done for the day?
More than likely for now. Yeah, I'd say we are for now.
Okay. He takes the brooches from you all and gives y'all a nod. Y'all be careful. I'll be here.
I am actually going to give Sean... I think he already has my phone number.
I believe you gave it to him, yeah.
Yeah, in that case, I'm just going to give him a small direction of, things are getting weird. If shit hits the fan, call me.
Oh, sure thing.
Yeah, not like a, it's not a, there is a war going on, be ready kind of thing. It's more just it's getting a little bit weird.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
No, he knows there's a war going on between two factions. He's not left 100% out of the loop, so he knows at any moment things can get dangerous. Especially since he knows he's guarding what would be considered, like the president of the Camarilla as far as his little brain can handle.
Fair.
Yeah. He realizes he's in a kind of an awkward position as a human amongst monsters.
On. You know who comes in here and who visits, right?
Yeah.
You keep track of that?
Yeah.
Do you know a Paige Enman?
Page. Yeah. Yeah, I do. She
You know
doesn't visit often, though.
Do you know what clan?
Give me a second. Same as Henry, Malkavian, right?
I mean, that's me.
Yeah, she's the same as Henry.
All right, cool. What about a Jessica Tunstall?
Oh. She's from the clan I don't particularly like. The Ventru.
Okay, I see.
They're rude.
You could say that again.
They're rude. And he smirks.
Exactly. What about Chance? Teasley?
Chance. He's Bruja. He came here with Mr. Seneca.
Awesome. And then, what about Myrtle Alameyer?
They're the scary clan. They're Tremere.
Oh, you are so helpful and knowledgeable. My favorite. That's who you are.
He smiles and kind of beams. Yay!
Anyone else have any questions, or are we ready to go?
Let's roll out.
Yeah, that's real.
All right. See you later, Sean.
Bye!
Bye, Sean.
Bye, Henry!
Later.
Alright. Y'all head outside and head to the car. And be on your way.
Yep.
Once we're in the car, I'm just gonna say something. It's like, there's been something about the list that hasn't made sense to me, and I couldn't put my finger out. Why is Lola on the list? If all of this is him trying to get revenge for her death, why is she on the list?
Maybe it's not his list. He could have found this list. I don't know. Good question.
All this has been going on since before her death.
They're about halfway to Vince's place.
We really need to find Darek.
Words of wisdom from the Malkavian.
I mean, true, but at this point, I think he was just the jumping off point. I don't even know how much he's needed anymore. Other than just find him because he's a dick.
And we can get some confirmation about some of this.
So we're asking a whole lot of questions that potentially only he knows the answer to.
Again, words of wisdom from the Malkavian. Yeah.
Y'all pull up to the rec yard. Of course, typical fashion, just like the first time you ran across it, there's no lights on.
Duncan's gonna get out and walk straight to the door and not knock. He's just gonna open it and walk inside.
And I'll be right behind him.
I'm gonna stay in the car.
Big boy's going with.
Okay. Y'all walk through the darkened lobby area and back towards where you know the stairs are at, but the lights aren't on. That usually kind of like shows you where the doorway is for the stairs.
Duncan's gonna call out to Vince.
No response.
So he's either hiding or we've got a runner.
Would seem that suspicions may be correct.
Do y'all descend the stairs?
Might as well.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Duncan's looking for him. Period. That, like, no stone unturned type of looking for him.
Okay. Once you hit the bottom of the stairs, you see the light that was over the chessboard table is still on. The board is pushed halfway off the table, and there is the velvet bag with the pieces scattered and a pile of dust nearby.
I think our boy's dead.
It would seem that he played a game of life or death.
It looks like the arrangement of the chairs and love seats and stuff are still in the exact same position it was when y'all played chess.
So did this happen because he gave us information?
It would appear so, and if what I'm thinking is correct, Diego's dead, and Kim is possibly as well.
Given how this is laid out, this happened just after we left.
If you inspect the chessboard, there is a layer of dust on it.
We need to go check on Kim and Diego.
The one that is closest to you at your current position is Diego.
Huh.
That's just his hideout, or more or less his stomping grounds. It doesn't necessarily mean that's where he would have been disposed of. So our best bet would be to go to Kim because she works out of the the, the dog place, the underdog.
Yeah, out of that bar. Yeah, let's go see Kim.
If only we had a bigger car with us, because right now Henry can't get told no about taking that chair.
Yep.
I'm dying over here.
I'm sorry. So is Bence.
I'm just imagining that, like, they're walking out and Henry looks back at the chair and goes, I'm coming back for you.
Looks back longingly.
Yeah, we don't say anything. All we hear from behind us is just the
Yep.
Okay, y'all pile back into the vehicle to head over to the underdog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Y'all pull up. It's, busy as usual. It's the weekend, and everything seems normal when you pull up. Much like how you found it the first time you were there.
I'm gonna just head in straight away. I'm not necessarily waiting for anybody. I'm just heading in.
I'm gonna
And
follow him in.
I will see if I can spot her in the back corner where she was last time.
Y'all get stopped to be ID'd. You both have your IDs with you.
I do.
Duncan does.
Wristbands are attached and you're allowed in. Same basic feel. It's very much a, like, hipster slash rockabilly type hangout place. There's people chatting. It's lively. As you head back into the back room, you find Kim sitting there with her laptop.
We need to talk.
Oop, wrong person. She looks up over the top of her laptop. Jeff, right?
Yeah.
Have a seat. What's going on?
Well, you remember the information I came for last time?
Yeah.
It panned out to some degree. We now have what appears to be somewhere between a hit list and a potential list. And your name is on it.
It doesn't surprise me.
They either think they can turn you or they're going to kill you. Some of the others on the list are already dead. So they are coming. One way or another.
That's a bit unfortunate. So, why do you think Vince is dead? Why would you...
How do you know Vince is dead?
I didn't tell you that.
Oh, you didn't have to. Remember? Information broker?
Mm-hmm. Who would have told you?
No, I don't give away my sources, much like a reporter. And you don't either. Like,
True.
Certain, pup logging into your network you're trying to build.
Oh, I know. But we only just discovered that Bence was dead.
Mm-hmm. But he's been dead for a few days, hasn't he?
More than likely, but nothing was disturbed.
No.
He was still where he died.
And that's unfortunate. That means whoever killed him didn't respect him.
It also means whoever found him didn't respect him.
Accurate, but they could be one and the same. Look, let's not mince here. I'm Sabat. You already know this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have grievance with you. We're same clan. I put our clan above everything else. But Vince is an idiot. And he paid an idiot's price. Now, I can't go around sharing Sabat information with Camarilla. I can talk to you. And she glares at Duncan. Privacy, please.
For now. And I will turn around and walk over towards the entrance, turn around and still stare in that direction.
Jeff, I'm loyal to our clan. I talk to Hendrik all the time.
I kind of figured as much, but never hurts to play good cop, bad cop, at least initially.
Makes sense. So here's my deal. I was here before the Camarilla moved in. I've been with the Sabat ever since. I have no intentions of changing my allegiances for obvious reasons. It's good to have a Nosferatu on both sides of the fences. So here's the deal. I'm not a threat. Henrik knows that. He doesn't know I'm Sabat, but he knows I'm not a threat. I've never did anything to put our clan in jeopardy. If anything, this is to secure our safety. What I will tell you is Vince dug his own grave. Spot are not keen on people talking, and you know this.
Which means you may be next.
Nah, they're not gonna touch me.
I'm fairly sure Vince thought the same thing.
Vince was also an idiot. I am not an idiot. I'm not giving you any information that you don't already know. It's kinda hard to get in any trouble if it's out there in the open already.
And you will be seen as helping us, even with that precaution?
No. My quote-unquote handlers already know I've talked to you. They already know I also gave you information to help lead you to our more reckless one that has been out running amok. Look, this war is not going to end overnight, and Darek is the least of their concerns, but he is a wild card. As it stands right now, he's barking up the tree of both factions. He's a liability. We're looking for him just as much as you guys are. So there's my warning to you and yours. You got anything else for me there?
Just stay safe.
I will. Don't worry about me, sweetie. I've been dead this here a long time. Be careful with those cam people, too. They have no problem sacrificing us.
Yeah, I know about that. Alright. Stay safe.
You too.
And I'm gonna get up and leave.
She goes back to working on her laptop.
As I go past Duncan, I'm like, that's kind of what I expected. She'll be fine. For now.
For now. Duncan will turn and leave with Jeff, begrudgingly.
Think of it like this. We have Silver working with us, but he's not with us. It's going to be similar with Kim. She may be Sabat, but she is never truly going to be Sabat or Camarilla. She's Nosferatu, through and through.
Duncan's gonna fall back a little bit and send a message to Silver. Sabat confirmed.
You get a which.
Oh,
Response is K.
I'm just gonna get back in the car because we should probably move on to the next, which would be Diego.
Yep.
Welcome back. What did we learn? She's still alive?
For now, nothing we didn't already know though.
Alright. Let's go find the next one.
We start heading towards Diego's haunt.
As you pull up, you see the sedans that you had seen previously that you know to be his.
I'll get out of the car and just kind of look in the windows. I'm assuming that the place has pretty large windows on the front.
They are blacked out from the outside. You cannot see in, but you can see
Alright.
out from the inside.
So then I guess I will go in.
Is
And-
this the hookup bar?
No, yeah.
No.
Yes, yes,
yes.
it's
The
hookah.
Yeah.
hookah bar.
Hookah,
yeah.
not hooker.
Pronunciations aside.
Hmm. I will go up to the bar area, like the register.
Dark.
But at the same time, looking around and seeing if I can see Diego.
Dark, there's a big difference. Hookah bar, you're allowed to put your mouth on things.
The other one, you don't want to put your mouth on things.
You do, but you get the forever souvenir if you do that.
Duncan is following Emma.
All right. The young man that addressed you before, Emma, and told you that you're more than welcome to like sit and wait for him. He spots you and he smiles real big and he's just like, "Hi again. What can I get for you?"
Hi there. I'm, just looking for the same thing as last time.
Oh, I'm sorry, but yeah, he's here. He's in his usual spot. And he just kind of like made the face and goes back to what he was doing.
Before he looks away, I will also make the ugh face and go, thanks. Mm.
He does the little nod, like, "Yep, she gets it."
I'll turn around, look at Duncan, and be like, he's here. Now what?
Let's go invite him to a party.
A party, eh? A party in the van?
Something like that.
All right. I will walk over to Diego.
You get up to the table. Of course, they're just chatting and shooting the shit. And one of the people sitting at the table kind of looks up and kind of nudges Diego. That chick's back. He looks up at you. "Hi, what can I do for you?"
Hello. Nice to see you again.
Is it though?
You tell me.
You guys are really weird. He puts his finger up to the people he's sitting with and he stands up and steps away off to the side with you. "What do you want?"
Well, you see, my friend here and I just want to have a little private chat with you.
Okay.
Maybe outside?
I don't think so.
Private booth then.
That'll work. He walks over to the other side of the building where it's more shadowed, less people around. Motions for you to go ahead and get in. as he takes a seat on the other side.
Well, I'm gonna motion for him to get in first.
He scoffs and sits down. So, this at least would make less of a scene if we're all in a public space with humans around. Like I said, what do you need?
I'll kind of glance over at Duncan.
Your buddy Derek. We went to the location you gave us and he wasn't there. I was wondering if you had anywhere else that he may frequent.
If he does, I don't know about it. And I probably wouldn't tell you even if I did.
We were kind of afraid of that.
Don't be
Makes
afraid.
me real sad.
Suck it up, Buttercup. Besides, Princess, it's not exactly like there's an equivalent exchange happening here. You keep pestering me and my friends in a place that I come to relax, and none of you have offered me anything other than some really awkwardness.
Well, what would you like?
I don't know. A date with that big burly guy that was here last time with you?
Come out front. He's outside.
Again, I'd rather stay in here where there's a bunch of humans around. You know, they're great for shields. You really should invest in some humans.
Do you even really have a clan anymore?
Oh yeah, very much Toreador. Just like you, Princess.
Nothing like me. I can tell you that.
So our art is different. That doesn't make us any less Toreador.
I guess we can agree to disagree on that front.
Quite. Look, my Lily's an idiot. I get that. But I gave you what I could give you. The legwork's gotta be on you guys. I'm not gonna just offer him up on a platter for you. I'd like to maintain some kind of civility with him, and if I give him up to you guys, he's gonna hate me forever. And don't get me wrong, even if he does, it is what it is. I can use him in some of my art, but an artist never destroys their muse, right?
He'll be real happy to know that he'll be used as your art.
That's unfortunate. But what you guys do with him is your business. So, are you gonna bring the big chunky guy in here? He's real cute. And you're not so bad looking yourself there. He kind of does the wink nod at you, Duncan.
Duncan's gonna get up, walk outside, ask Henry if he would like to come inside.
Sure. You guys need me for something or what?
You might have better luck with this individual with getting him to give us a little more information.
Ah, you need some muscle. I got you.
Looking at Duncan, and I'm gonna be like, I mean, he may be needing at least one.
Actually, Jeff, I've got something else I want you to do. See if there's any surveillance cameras on the interior of this place.
Can do. Maybe. Again, gonna have to see if I can hook up to the Wi-Fi.
You
If
can.
there's Wi-Fi.
You can.
And from there, I should be able to get through into the network.
Okay. Your attempts avail you not. You do see that there is cameras on the outside to watch the parking lot and like the front door, and just with your own eyes, but you are not able to connect to any kind of like security system.
Okay.
You suspect that it's probably a closed circuit one.
Yep. No, makes sense.
How many people would you say are inside? To Duncan's recollection.
There's got to be at least 25 to 30 people, and they appear almost all human.
Duncan's refraining, or attempting to refrain himself from just massacring this whole building.
So, do you lead Henry inside?
Yeah, let Henry go through the front door while I'm waiting for confirmation from Jeff if he's able to get into the security network.
I got in, but if they have surveillance, it's closed off. It's not accessible to me. Not here anyway.
Housed on site CCTV.
If they have any, then yeah, it will be.
Okay. Henry, as you enter, you see Emma and Diego sitting in a booth by themselves in the far back right-hand side. And Diego seems very disengaged in the conversation. He's got his arm on the back of where he's sitting, and the elbow is crooked where the hand is at the mouth, and he is looking at the direction of the table that he normally sits at, not talking or responding to Emma at all.
Well, I'm gonna start making my way over there and kind of let out a, "Oh, hi, Emma. Duncan said you guys needed me for something?"
Hi, Henry. Why don't you come sit down?
All right. Take a seat.
In typical fashion, when it comes to like booth type settings, you are so much larger than Emma that when you sit, she kind of boops up because of the air transfer in the seat. Now you have Diego's attention, and he's staring at you. He goes, "Hi, I'm Diego. You're Henry?"
Yep, Henry.
So, I told Princess here that if you'll agree to a date with me, I might give you guys some answers.
I mean, you could just give us the answers anyways.
Now, what's the fun in that?
I mean, it's fun for us.
But not for me. You know, usually people have a give and take relationship, and right now you guys are just taking.
Well, I don't know. I'm not really well, let's put it this way. You're not really my type, unfortunately.
Oh, but I can be. You never know. Kind of winks at you.
I've been around long enough that I think I have a pretty good handle on myself, thanks, though.
Oh, so disappointing. Well, in that case, our conversation is over. You guys have a lovely evening. I hope to never see you again. And he gets up from the table and starts walking over to his normal one.
He's a real dick.
Yeah, kind of an asshole, isn't he?
Yeah, really is. I hope I never see him again as well. Time to go?
At least to go outside and reconvene with the others. We may be coming back in here.
I don't want to see him again, but sure, let's go. Walk outside to see Duncan and Jeff.
Did you guys get any information?
I'm gonna give Duncan a gentle arm punch and be like, "Why didn't you tell me that he was gonna tell me that I needed to go on a date with him for info?"
I have a feeling that was the case.
Well, I turned him down, so we got nothing.
I did tell you that he was only really looking for one muscle.
Jeff, I think you've confused poor Henry again.
No, I was going to say something, but God bless his heart, Henry's not smart enough to know that that's not technically a muscle.
How do you guys want to handle this? Because at the moment, I want to go in there and rip all their throats out.
I think that's probably not the best idea, but you know.
Pretty sure that would make some, just a little bit of a scene, which we kind of want to avoid. What if we try to tail him to see if there's an opening where we can get him alone, and then you can deal with him?
Sounds like a plan.
Because then at least there won't be, oh, I don't know, 20 to 30 people just witnessing and or being casualties.
You get a text message on your phone, Duncan. Your phone vibrates in your pocket.
Look at the text message.
Heading home. Should be there in 10 minutes. We need a briefing.
I will respond with understood. And then I will look at everyone and be like, we have more important things. We must, let's go visit with the prince.
Smart plan, and we've got a lot of catching up to do.
You guys make your way there. Obviously, with no real issues, it's pretty late in the night. A lot of the traffic has kind of died down. And, park. Head inside the church. Of course, given your typical brooches, Sean greets you a little bit more peppier than usual after being able to, just relax and hang out with you guys. He seems much more friendly and a little less security, and lets y'all in through the double doors into the main hall, and directs you guys to go down to their room, not to the conference room.
I will take my brooch, put it on, and head that way.
Take it and say, thank you, Shawnee boy, and head on down.
He goes, no problem, Emma Babimma. You can tell he was testing that out to see how he would react.
I'm definitely gonna giggle and shake my head.
Y'all get down there, and they are in their typical locations. Elizabeth is by the fire with a book, reading, kind of half turned away from everyone else, while Victor is in the love seat that is a single seat for someone of his size. And Liz is curled up on the end of the couch closest to her sister. Each of them with a fairly serious and stern look on their face.
Duncan's not gonna sit. He's just gonna walk in, walk over towards the fireplace, and stand there.
Henry's finding the comfiest available seat and plopping his booty.
Which, once again, disposition of air in a framed thing bumps Liz up, and you hear a giggle.
I will sit down if there's space between Henry and Liz.
There is.
I'll probably end up standing as well, not near Duncan, but sort of in the middle.
Elizabeth looks up at you, Duncan, with a furrowed brow, and kind of nods at you, and then goes back to reading her book.
Disclose what we've gleaned from this information to Vince, or to Victor. To Jeff.
Yeah.
Well,
It w-
Duncan is noticeably agitated. Still.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's why Jeff's a little quieter about things. So, we now know that the list was not so much a hit list, but a list of potentials, people that at least he thought he could turn to the Sabbat. We also know, thanks to the big guy over there, that at least a few of them have already been turned. Or were always turned.
Victor looks at you. I need a fresh list. The ones that you've been able to confirm.
Emma will pull out her sketchbook, write down the names that we know for sure, and hands it to him.
Thank you, Miss Emma. This is very concerning.
Furthermore, Bence is no longer with us. We're fairly certain that he died not long after we left. And they already know this.
That's unfortunate. I am not one to celebrate the loss of life, even unlife. I'm sorry, Duncan, that you lost one of your clan.
Revenos is thin enough as it is. This just makes it worse.
I know. Your clan has been through much. I see that there is a Nosferatu on this list. How do you feel about this, Jeff?
It doesn't surprise me, to be perfectly honest. A lot of Nosferatu are, well, Nosferatu first, before they are Camarilla or Sabbat. And will do whatever they feel is necessary to protect their clan at the expense of their faction.
Yes. That I do know. That is also one of the reasons why how the Camarilla has treated the Nosferatu pains me. You are such a fit and tenacious clan. So loyal. If treated right, you're loyal to the Camarilla. If treated poorly, go to the winds. And y'all have been treated so poorly for so long. I am very grateful to people like you and Henrik who choose to be loyal to the Camarilla. And I hope that we continue to treat you right in the city so that we do not lose you. But I cannot fault your clan members leaving.
I don't think she will be too much of a hindrance as long as we don't give her reason to be. But how we deal with her is still ultimately your decision.
And I appreciate that. But as it stands at the moment, the law within this city, in order to seize it and stabilize it, is to kill Sabbat on sight. She knows this. I don't suspect we will see her for a while. Again, it is unfortunate. Maybe with time, if she stays hidden away from us, we might be able to bring her back into the fold and provide her safety from them. But that'll be her choice. So, we have a Ventru that is also problematic. We don't have a whole lot of them in the city. And the fact that one of them is Sabat is increasingly more frustrating. And then there's the Toreador. No offense, Emma, and I know Liz agrees with me. Toreador, we could stand to lose one, much as that bothers me. Your clan is plentiful.
Yeah. Plus he's kind of a dick. Excuse my language.
I have met him all of once, during proper introductions. I was not able to get a good estimate of his personality, as usually people are on their best behavior when they meet us. So, how is the overall search for Darek going? We need to deal with him.
We seem to be at a stone wall at the moment.
Let's see. Well, then I might have some good news for you. He stands up, walks back into the back room, comes out with a small envelope, legal size business envelope, hands it out towards Emma, who seems to be the one that's keeping records. This
I will
might
take
aid
it.
you.
I'm gonna open it up and see what it is.
In the Discord, yet again, in the vampire section for the viewers who wish to see it, I will be uploading a handout for the group. And I will display it for those that are not part of the Discord, even though it may be difficult to read, but it will be on the screen. Our meeting that took us away was us trying to procure that. With Elizabeth's research prowess, we figured we would take a different avenue in tandem with your all's footwork. Liz kind of leans over against you, Emma, puts her head on your shoulder, and starts reading over your shoulder.
I'm not gonna stop her. So it seems that Darek leased something for a year, but we also have a mailing address for him. And I'll write down some notes in my little sketchbook, but then also like show the other people in the group, kind of just pass it around.
Does the 321 Gallatin Pike South match the address that we've already been to?
No, this is a new address, but you know this spot. This is literally a couple blocks from your pawn shop. And it is an abandoned storefront, much like Mr. Wrench told you.
So we now have 3 new locations to check out.
Well, is somebody else we could possibly talk to?
Well, bring him to me alive.
Jim Bell or Derek?
Derek. We need to make an example of him. I think some of our clans that aren't on the front lines, much like the Bruja, seem to forget that we are still dealing with an infestation, and they need a reminder. You see a faint glimpse of anger in Victor's face and in his tone as he spoke. Now, it is late. I know some of you live a distance away. It might be time for this little gathering to go our separate ways for the evening. We apologize for raising any concerns about our disappearance, but it took us a couple of nights to find what we were looking for. We will be leaving town tomorrow, being called away out of the city for another meeting. This one will probably take us a couple of days. Worst case scenario. Best case, we'll be back same night or the following night. But that will depend on how things play out. Victor stands and nods to you all and motions towards the door.
Well, we were just worried, but at least that means we will not have to worry, and we will follow up on all these addresses.
Please do. Duncan has a way to reach Liz. Please keep us privy of how things are playing out.
Will do.
And Liz just kind of like lightly pinches your arm, Emma, as you go to get up.
I'm gonna
And
look at her.
she smiles real big. It's good to see you. How you settling in?
Oh, very well. I ordered some plants, and I just have a big, goofy grin on my face.
Did you get any furniture yet?
Oh, yeah. The furniture. That's what I started doing. But then,
I
and
get
she
it.
cuts herself off, and she goes, another time.
I get it. Just good luck. If you need someone to help you pick out furniture, let me know. I don't get distracted by plants, so it might go a little smoother.
I appreciate the offer, and I might have to just take you up on that.
She nods, waves by. Elizabeth gives Duncan a furrowed brow, slight smile, like, are you going to be okay?
As everyone's leaving, Duncan is going to tell everyone to wait for him outside. He needs to have a private meeting with the prince.
Liz is still sitting down where she was, right?
Yes.
All right, before he actually leaves, after Henry stands up, he's just going to plop his butt back down on the chair real quick.
Ah. And of course that pops her up and she giggles again.
And we'll stand back up, wave by, and head out the door.
She waves by and Victor nods to you. Goodbye, Henry.
Bye, Victor.
Emma will wave and walk out the door as well.
I'll give a nod to everybody and head outside.
Duncan's going to close the door, actually take a seat, and inform them that he has passed that same list off to Mr. Silver.
Elizabeth looks at you. Okay. That'll help track them down if they try to run out of the city. or if they're hiding out in their territory. Are you okay?
They deserve to die.
I understand that. They took one of your clan.
He was the bot, he wasn't my clan.
He was still your clan. Ravenos are much like the Nosferatu. They go where the winds take them. We can't hold it too much against him. Much like we can't hold it too much against Kim. Y'all were treated pretty unfairly as well. And your clan is very small. But I agree. Sabbat are very dangerous. They don't care about the Masquerade. They breach it regularly. I appreciate you keeping your cool tonight.
I was gonna slaughter everyone in that bar.
I understand the sentiment. But you didn't. Which further makes me think that you being the primogen of your clan, representing it in the city, is a good decision. Now, Silver will be keeping an eye out for it. I don't have to make that call myself, so I appreciate it. Are you two getting along?
For the most part, I've let him in on our little secret,
Which one?
and I will remove the eye patch.
She looks at your eye and smiles. That one. Okay. Is everything okay? He's not reacting poorly to you?
As of right now, he's helping assist the clan move in.
The clan? Ravenos?
Tribe.
Oh,
Tribe.
oh, your family's tribe. Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. Fiona, right?
Yes.
Okay.
From the text, it would appear 2 days' time to get everything in order.
Okay. Do you need me to visit the location to set up wards and stuff for them?
It would be greatly appreciated. I don't know if it'll be necessary, though, but they are bringing 6 pups.
How young, do you know?
Age is unknown, just 6 pups.
Okay. She smiles slightly. There'll be little ones running around. We'll have to be careful with them. I will come up with a reason to keep at least the Camarilla out of that area. And we'll do our best to cut out this cancer. Okay, you need to get going, otherwise it's going to get too late and you won't get home safely.
Yep. And on that, Duncan will get up, nod to them all, and make his exit.
Liz goes, "Bye, Duncan!" Punches you in the leg as you go by.
Ow.
And Victor goes, "Good night, Duncan." And that is it for the night, guys. We are wrapping that up there. Everyone, thank you for coming out and joining us for our monthly VTM tabletop RPG. Our next game will be November 2nd. So hopefully you guys will join us for that as well. And please, 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 if you got theories and ideas and thoughts and opinions about the game tonight or any of the previous episodes, please feel free to join our Discord and talk about it in the Discord. There is a channel dedicated to the vampire discussions.